All right, so this is 5b, still 5b. This is part 2, though. This is multiplying radicals. So multiplying coefficients, then use the product rule. Okay, product rule. So that means you're multiplying, so the radical stays the same, but you're going to multiply a times b. So this is on number 7, we have, and then, well, yeah, I forgot. Then you simplify. You're going to have one radical left over, and you simplify it. So here we have no coefficients on the outside besides 1, so we're not going to do anything there. We're just going to take the 27 times by 5. They're both square roots, so 27 times 5 is 135. And let's simplify that. I just felt like I just did this on the last video. 27 and 5, 9 and 3, 3 and 3. And it's a square root, so pairs, there's only one pair. And the 3 times 5 is going to be left over, so it's going to be on the inside. And 3 times 5 is 15. And there you go, there's your final answer. All right, number 8 does have coefficients. So first, we do need to see that they're both square roots. They are square roots, square root, square root. You can't mix square roots and cube roots. So they're both square roots. We have multiply the coefficients. 3 times -2 is -6. And then multiply underneath the square roots using the product rule, 180. Let's simplify the square root then. 18 and 10, 9 and 2, 3 and 3. 5 and 2. All right, we have their square roots, so we have a pair of 3's, so that's going to come out 3. Also have a pair of 2's, so 2 times 2 is 4, square root of 2 is, or 4 is 2, and there's a square root of 5 left over, so that's going to stay underneath. And I actually forgot about this -6 here. That's got to be out here. Forgot about that right away. My bad. -6 times 3 is -18 times 2 is -36, and that's a square root of 5. Number 9. So we have cube roots, so that's good. Multiply the coefficients. 2 times 5 is 10. Cube root, 9 times -24. 9 times 24. I don't have that off the top of my head. It's too late. 6, 18, 21, 216. So -216. All right. I'm going to have to break it up anyways. 24 and 9. 8 and 3. 4 and 2. 2 and 2. 3 and 3. And they're cube roots. So I'm just going to take the first grouping, the first group of 3. And because it's a negative, I'm going to take and make that a negative. So the 10 comes over, stays on the outside. The 2 is going to come out as a -2. The second grouping is going to come out as positive. So only the first group, always. Never the second group will come out as negative if there are more than one groupings of negatives. What's left over? Oh, there's nothing. So cube root goes away. That's awesome. And so now we have 10 times -2 is -20 times 3 is -60. There's your final answer. And number 10. So coefficient-wise, we have -3 times -1, which is +3. Fourth root, 64 times 8. I don't have that off the top of my head either. What is going on here? 2, 3, 48, 51. Why did I put it? That's a 2. 512. But it really doesn't matter because I got to break it back out. 64 and 8. 8 and 8. You can actually, well, it's not a cube root, it's a fourth root, so I can't stop here because I had a pair of 3/8, but it's a fourth root, so we got to keep going. 4 and 2, 2 and 2, 4 and 2, 2 and 2, 4 and 2, 2 and 2. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of 2's. 2's everywhere. We have, my goodness, sorry about that. So this is a 3's on the outside from here. anything that comes on the outside with it is going to be multiplied. So I'm just going to highlight this, might be easier. So we have 4 2s, that's going to come out as 2. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 other 2s, that's going to come out as a 2. And then there's a 2 left over. That's going to stay underneath the square root, or 4th root. So used to saying square root. 3 times 2 is 12, 4th root of 2. And that is your final answer. Number 11, we have a 1 on the outside times 5 is 5. Multiply underneath the square root. 6 times 8 is 48. X is 4th times x to the 5th. You have like bases with multiplication. You add exponents, so x to the 9th. Let's simplify. 24 and 2, 2 and 12, 6 and 2, 3 and 2. It's a square root, so pairs. We have the 5 that's on the outside already. Pair of 2s comes out as a 2, 2, and let's not forget about these 9s. X to the 9th, and it's a square root. How many pairs can you take out of 9? Well, that should be 4, so it's x to the 4th with an x left over. Or you can always 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you want to bear it up and visually see it, you certainly can. Takes a little longer. There's your x to the 4th. There's 4 x's that come out with an x left over. So we have a 3 that's left over and an x. Simplify this. 5 times 2 is 10, times 2 is 20. X to the 4th, square root of 3x. Next problem. Cube root. All right, they're both cube roots. Good. So we can put these together, these radicals together. Cube root 54 times 5 is 100 or 250, 270. Like bases with multiplication, you are adding exponents. So 12. 270 is 54 and 5. That's 9 and 6, 3 and 3, 3 and 2. M to the 12th. We have 12. M to the 12th, you can divide by 3. It divides out into 3 even groups. So first we have a cube root. So there's groups of 3. The m to the 12th will come out as m to the 4th. You can always just take your exponent and divide by the radical. 12 divided by 3 is 4. And square root of 5 times 2, which is 10. 13. We have both cube roots, so we'll keep it a cube root. We have a negative 3 times 36 is 9108. Negative. A to the 7th times a to the 6th, so like bases, add exponents. B to the 4th times b squared, add exponents. Let's rock some simplification here. 36 and 3, 3 and 12, 3 and 4, 2 and 2, and it's a cube root. Just a quick check, it is a cube root, so we got to look at groupings. There's our group of 3. The 2's will be left over. Let's do this, and we have a negative. Let's not forget about the negative. So that first group of 3, there's only one group that's coming out, is going to be negative. A to the 13th divided by 13 divided by 3, you can take 4 groups of 3 out of 13. So that's a to the 4th. There'll be an a left over, so let's not forget about that. So let's do this. There's 2 times 2 that's left. There's an a left over. And then b to the 6th, 6 divided by 3, you can take 2 groups out, so b to squared. So negative 3a to the 4th, b squared, square root of 4a, and that's your final answer. Number 14, last one I'm going to do for this video. So 2 times 7, multiply the coefficients, 14. It's a 4th root of p squared times p to the 3rd is p to the 5th q to the first times q to the 10th is q to the 11th, adding exponents. So we're looking at p to the 5th. How many groups of 5 can you, or of 4 can you take out of 5? And that is 1, so there's going to be 1 p that comes out with a p left over. Q to the 11th, how many groups of 4 can you take out of 11? And that's 2. And so that'll be 8, and there'll be 3 left over. There is your final answer, and that is it for tonight. Have a great one.